welcome to the second part of the world famous Puddester collection of British India coins. This part of the collection focuses on the coins from the uniform coinage from the 1835 onwards down to independence in 1947. And the first coin that I'd like to talk about today is what's going to be the first lot under the hammer when we sell this part of the collection, which will be a William IV double mohur of 1835. These coins are exceptionally rare, originals are exceptionally rare. Most of them exist as proof restrikes made in the 20th century, but this is an original coin, one of perhaps only 20 known today, and it's certainly one of the finest that I've seen come up for sale. There are very few of them in this condition available, and it is an original coin and not a proof restrike. The next one I'd like to look at here is a pattern rupee struck in Bombay. Bombay at the time was an outlier mint. Most of the coinage was actually being formulated and struck at Calcutta, but here in Bombay, which is the outlier mint, as I said, they actually made a pattern rupee here which they would have liked to have circulated in their part of India, but they didn't get agreement from the authorities in Calcutta to do that. And so the very few surviving specimens of this, and in fact this is the only one that I know of in private hands. In the wake of the British government passing the Government of India Act in August 1858, the transfer of power to the Crown was completed, and then we had a new coinage because the East India Company was wound up, and the dies for the new coinage were entrusted to Leonard Wine in London, and he made the dies and matrices, sent them out to Calcutta, but because Wine was seen by many in India as a medallic artist rather than a coin artist, his work was almost too fine to be transferred onto the equipment in Calcutta. So a number of patterns had to be made in 1860, 61 and into 62 as well, while they tried to sort all this out. And it wasn't until 1862, late in 1862, that the new rupees could be struck in India itself. The habit of era dating coins, which went back to 1835, was still taking place in 1862 when the first of the new rupees came out. The era dating basically is a frozen date on the coin, even though the coins were carrying the same designs and being struck in later years. This concept wasn't really fully grasped by those in London who were being asked to make dies, and so this coin here, which is an Indian rupee of 1863, which is the only Indian coin dated 1863 that you can find, was actually made from dies in London and would never have been authorised by those in Calcutta because of the frozen date method employed in Calcutta at the time. And here's one for those of you who love really rare gold coins. This one is unique to all intents and purposes. It's a gold rupee of Edward VII, struck in 1903, which is the first year of the Edward VII coinage in India. We think it was probably made for Sir Buchanan Scott, who was the mint master at Calcutta at the time. Mr. Puddester acquired it from an auction about 20 years ago, and no one has ever been able to work out why it exists, but it is the only original gold coin of India bearing the uncrowned head of Edward VII that you can buy. Another major highlight in this sale is the offering of this 1939 rupee with a security edge. There are very few of these coins known, and this is almost certainly the best one in private hands. The security edges were adopted at the outbreak of war to stop forgery, and the security edges were being adopted by certain countries in the British colonial coinage world up to the Second World War, but India had not, up to that point, had to consider them. But there are very few of these coins dated 1939. The security edges came in 1940 and later on rupees and other smaller denominations. The last group of coins that I'd like to talk about is a group of 8 patterns struck by an engraver called Patrick Brindley, who had taken over from A.P. Spencer as the chief engraver in Calcutta just before the Second World War, and he devised a new series of coinage for India featuring the Himalayan tiger. Now, some of the coins from this period were actually adopted, but the series of patterns here predate the adoption of the current coin, and some of these are very important coins indeed, because they're completely unknown. This collection is the result of over 45 years of formation, and we're not likely to see anything like it again for a very long time. I'm sure this has given you a good idea of the quality and the rarity amongst the 1,180 coins that are going to be offered in the second part of this Puddester collection. The sale date is on the 1st and 2nd of October, and we look forward to seeing you either in person at the sale or welcome you to the auction online. And good luck with your bidding.